Can we just note that Travis Scott breaking up with Kylie Jenner, what's happening to him? Can we just take notes? See, I realized some shit with the naming, the lettering and shit of Kardashians a while ago. I said, when I heard that him and Kylie broke up, I said, here's the test. Is there going to be something that happens that can, will, or does ruin his career? To the point you only see him in little interviews here and there. You will never see him on the red carpet again. He will have a life like Lawrence Taylor. He will live like Lawrence Taylor or any of them other NFL blitz real life players. Like, you feel like Aaron Hernandez. RP Aaron Hernandez, man. You know, one of my sisters was actually like friends with him in high school, bro. That shit, when I first found out, that shit was like crazy. I was like, bro, you could have like, why you ain't never told me that? Like, she lived in Bridgeport though, so she lived on the other side of the state, and it makes sense because he's from Bridgeport. But yeah, like I said, bro, Connecticut's weird now I think about it, because like we have like shit that blows up to worldwide. Like Hatebreed is from Connecticut. But at the same time, Aaron Hernandez is. Like, we have some of the most gangsterous people and some of the most racist people in Connecticut. I don't know why. Side note. But yeah, if this dude that he punched is dead right now, like I'm thinking he is, there was no follow-up interview. I forgot to put the clip in the last one, so I'm going to put it here. Nope. The dude doesn't realize to say that, right? So the memory loss of pre-stroke is already coming in. Like, it's to a point I've heard from my mom that they can tell to within, like, hours of, like, how soon it's going to be before this dude strokes. Especially if they can see certain cognitive shit getting more prevalent. His speech is getting slower. All type of shit like that. It's sad, but really I feel bad for all the little motherfuckers that's under him, because they are not going to have a job now. Not going to have a job now. Going to have to find another label to have a job again. He's never going to pay no artist again. He's all set. I'm telling you, I already see it playing out. Just by what I'm not seeing. The dude is dead. He definitely is dead, because notice how the reporter asks, and you're having these specific symptoms, right? The reporter asked that because he had probably talked to the nurses watching the dude before he talked to the dude himself. That's usually what happens. He is exhibiting all the signs. I should send my mom that video and be like, does it seem like this man might be about to have a stroke? If his arm is tingling, he can move it, but it's tingling, and he can't move his neck. But his feet are fine. He has no issues with his feet. You know, because the only other things that could happen is like Andy Kaufman type shit, where you start wearing the neck brace to a point where you don't need the neck brace and you're still wearing it months after they told you didn't need it, just to piss off the dude who put you in it. Like that type of shit. Shit like trying to get a lawsuit for no reason. Like, you know, fucking Jerry the King Lawler, man. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like the type of injuries that I was talking about in terms of neck injuries is the reasons the pile driver is banned in multiple states. Like, it's shit like that. It's because the pile driver, the way that you have to do it, if you don't want this motherfucker head right in your crotch and to squeeze, basically have him, the back of his head giving you top, and you don't do that tight enough, you can really cause that motherfucker to break his neck. There were motherfuckers who walked to the hospital with broken necks. It wasn't that bad, like Tommy Dreamer. But, like, yeah, like, dude. They lucky because in wrestling, when it's, especially pro wrestling, when it's a broke neck, usually that's the type of broke neck it is. It's the type of one you can still walk with, because the way that you're bumping on this shit is not enough to cause the more severe types of, you know, neck injury. But you can cause them shits just by hitting somebody the wrong way, and hey, go like that. So, I don't know. But if the dude is dead, like, I have a strong feeling in my heart, like, as if God told me the shit, Say, yo, watch. They're not going to say it. They're not going to tell nobody what happened to that dude till Travis turns himself in. That's when you'll find out if that dude is dead or alive. They will not say it before that. I promise you. Because I know for me, when I was wanted to be turned in for some shit, right? If they all of a sudden say, oh, now it's going to be, you're going to have to explain this home invasion, when they was just talking about Assault 3. Or they go, now you're going to have to explain this, something more serious. Like, if all of a sudden Assault 3 goes to a manslaughter for me, fuck turning it in, come and get me. You see what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all. No. Like, if the police say it was me, right? I was the one who did all the Travis Scott shit, and this dude had stroke and shit. If they called me or put something on the news and told me, hey, the dude died, so the charges have been up to manslaughter, and I still haven't turned myself in, oh, it's Hatersburg, come and get me. Hatersburg, come and get me. I'm literally running. I'm running out the door of my house, and I'm not stopping. I might get in a vehicle. I might commandeer a vehicle. I might call somebody to get their vehicle and pick me up. But I'm fucking running. Like, you feel me? To like the furthest place where I know it's going to cost a lot of money just to send people to look for me that they don't want to spend. So, but with Travis Scott, it's different because you have so much that's linked in with him. From a financial standpoint, he really can't run like that. You know what I'm saying?
The middle finger then came around to his area, which is off stage in a cordoned off area, and punched him in the head. Now the victim is unable to turn his head. He has been admitted to the hospital. It is from, as you pointed out, his hospital bed that he speaks to us. He tells us three things. He tells us what happened.
It's strange how when he's talking about the victim, right, of being punched, he's putting on the screen what people after Astroworld were like, that was for the 8 sacrifices that happened there. You see what I'm saying? Why does he put that on the screen when he's talking about? They don't do that shit on accident. They're not me. They don't just pick random whatever looks good enough and just be like, okay, we're going to run the news. They don't do that shit. The FCC's involved with that and all type of shit. So they really put that together, send it to the FCC to say, hey, we can run this. Yeah, y'all can run that. Okay. You see what I'm saying? It's very... I like this reporter because he does a lot of, like, hidden foreshadowing, it seems, where you would have to be intelligent to understand the foreshadowing. Y'all ever notice there's a lot of similarities? Or, like, I don't know if there's similarities or if it's just coincidence because Judaism and Satanism probably came around at the same time, like, well before Christianity. It probably started with Old Testament related shit. Like, some of the oldest demons is Old Testament linked shit. You know, shit like Amen and, like, there's other ones. You can clearly tell by the name. Ashun is, like, one of the ones that's, I don't think, Old Testament linked. I think that a lot of them are linked to specific religions. You see what I'm saying? I think Ashun might be linked to, is that linked to Hinduism? I can't remember. But anyway, so... It's strange because think about how a menorah has 8 candles. And there's basically the same thing going on the stage, but it's meant to symbolize something else. Same symbol being used for something else. I never noticed that about Astroworld. Anyways.
Injuries are doing, and we asked him what he would say if he could send a personal message right now to Travis Scott.
I was trying to tell him to lower it so so it sounded good for the performance, but he just stuck his middle finger in my face. So I lowered the monitor a little bit so I could talk to him, and that's when he ran around the speaker and attacked me. Obviously my neck is up.
Your neck, your arm, what's happening with your arm?
Oh, my arm is tingling. I have pins and needles going down it.
The reporter brought that up for a reason. Because he knows what the tingling, plus you can't move a specific joint. You can't move at least one joint. But you have all your feeling in your limbs and extremities. He knew what that was along. He probably knew by the guy's speech pattern You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, he probably talked to the nurses and shit before he even talked to the dude. And it was like, yeah, we keeping him here because he's about to stroke out. Like my mom even says, it's one of them things. It's not like an aneurysm or a heart attack or nothing. It's one of them things where if it's set and it's triggered by something, like being punched in the face would be a stroke being triggered by something, they can get it timed to almost the hour. So they don't even have to call Code Blue or nothing, or whatever the thing is for that, because Code Blue is cardiac arrest. And they can have a team ready to go right before it's about to happen. So when it happens, he's already, you feel what I'm saying? It's one of them things where they can't time it to like exactly what's going to happen, but they know within what hour it'll happen if they know it's going to happen. Now you see like how the reporter was like, what about your arm? What's going on with your arm? That's to people who know, he's letting them know, like, yo, this dude is exhibiting stroke symptoms. Because a lot of people don't know that you can punch someone so hard they have a stroke if you punch them in the face hard enough. So there's a song by NoFX, you know what I'm saying? Probably one of the best examples of people who figured out that, hey, you can be the liberals' friend for as long as possible. The moment you're not and you say something that looks bad, they don't know you no more. You better hope you're established enough by the time that shit happens, though. I'm telling you, if he ain't have his own label by then, all that shit, not a fucking imprint. Dude has his own label. You feel what I'm saying? Fat Records is not an imprint. But he said in this song called You Will Lose Faith, basically, Fat Mike is an atheist, I believe, and he said, your younger daughter's on the pipe, robbed you and your mother blind. On an internet site, she blew your mechanic, your wife's overdose was a success. Humiliation was too great. Now with your estate foreclosed, you will surely lose your head. Was in a bad place when you punched your supervisor in the throat. An inadvertent fatal blow were the words your lawyer used on an unsympathetic judge who was having a bad day. So he threw your life away. Is your faith and comfort still? No, the answer still I ask. Where is your God now? Listen, God don't like interfering in that shit, Fat Mike. Honestly, that's something that could really happen to Travis Scott right now is they throw his life away. They could literally give him life if this dude dies. The judge could say, like, look, and the state could say, look, he had no reason to punch him, period. There's no reason for that. He seemed to just be looking for violence at that time. He seems like a danger. You see what I'm saying? If this dude is dead, I know the curse is real. And I know the magic is real because I don't see Travis Scott doing that without the power of something else up in him. As someone that cops have described as, like, I forget how exactly, they didn't say godly, but like they've described me in ways where it's like abnormally powerful and strong for the fact that I'm 160 pounds soaking wet. I will flip you over, get on top of you, even if you got blues on and a fucking name tag. I don't care. There's a reason I stopped fighting cops because I got to a point where it was like, look, even if I win, they're gonna come back with more of them. Like, they basically, I remember, like the cop who had his knee on my neck, he threw his back out by having his knee on my neck. And for part of that, the most of that thing, I'm pretty sure I was dying. The ceiling was going like in the Matrix. I'm pretty sure I was dying. I saw flashes of clouds. I saw everything in first and third person at the same exact time. It was hard to explain. I don't think I could say it in a way where you can visualize this shit and get a clear enough picture. My soul floated out my mouth like it was the Looney Tunes. This cop, while I'm unconscious and I believe at one point passing over, floating towards the ceiling, this cop threw his back out though. I was still fighting him. Probably dying. And like I've had multiple cops say where like dude is unnaturally strong for that size. Well, I think with some people there are holy spirits and unholy spirits that enter into them. There's also a lot of witches around. Maybe a witch put something on him to say, hey, he gonna think he just punched somebody in the face. It's like if I punch somebody in the face and they had a stroke, right? Skinny, it's the same exact body type. It's not happening. How like things that are not human can do when they get inside a human, they can add a lot of strength. Look, if that dude is dead, the curse is real with them Kardashian witches, man. They are witches. I don't care. That will confirm it. I've seen Lamar Odom. How many other people I can't think of off the top of Kanye? Fucking now this. You see what I'm saying? If it happens to where the dude is dead, that is proof to me that the curse is real because he's going to jail for a long time to a point people will forget about him when he comes out. I'm out this bitch, man.